Hello, super nerd friends, it's Becky, and today is Friday, which seems incredible because it's been a very long week. But it also means that tomorrow is Saturday, and Joanna's doing another program, her last program. I was really excited about this one because I wasn't gonna have to do anything, but then in the car, yesterday, Joanna's like, Mom said to Joanna, who's helping out with your all-day retreat tomorrow for the middle schoolers and high schoolers? And Joanna's like, and Mom's like, can Becky do it? So it's just like, Joanna doesn't tell me that she's gonna need me, and then she just expects me to do it, so now I have to, because she has no one else to do it. I don't know how many kids are gonna be there, but, we're going to do henna, and then, so hopefully it's mostly girls, and then we're going to go to Sky High, which should be fun, I guess. Yeah, good workout anyways, and then we're going to do a service project at the church, and then we're going to have a water balloon fight, and then there's going to be a barbecue. So it all sounds very fun. With, 10 kids. It's going to be very high energy, and I've not been feeling high energy at all. My glasses are very dirty, but yesterday, when I went to the information session, I wore my shiny glasses, which are the ones that I'm actually supposed to be. See, that's why I don't wear them when I'm doing vlogs. But since I started doing vlogs, I just kind of wore my old. They're the ones with the scratch from rollerblading too. Since I started doing these vlogs, these are the anti-glare ones, and so I just got lazier and lazier, and I didn't even switch anymore. So I've just been going around life wearing my old prescription, and then when I switched back to the current prescription, I was like, whoa, everything is incrementally sharper and out of balance. So that's cool, but not doing the vlog with them because of that. So, I will get anti-glare next time I get new lenses. I'm hungry. I'm really hungry. You know what? The best breakfast in the world, because I've been having this breakfast for like the past ever, is, so usually I have yogurt with, you know how I used to get muesli? I think that's how you say it. Like at Dismore's, because they didn't have it at Safeway. And it's like oats and raisins and flax and a bunch of stuff that's like dried. And you can like put it with hot water and mix it up and the oats kind of expand, or you can just mix it with yogurt, and that's what I usually do, and then I put bananas on it, and that's really good with the non-Greek yogurt. But with Greek yogurt I put bananas with it, and it was just way too dry, because we don't buy it anymore. I just dump a bunch of oats in my yogurt and put a scoop of flax in, and then put some sunflower seeds in it. And I don't put raisins in, but I have bananas, so it's very good. But then with Greek yogurt, bananas are just too dry. So like oats and Greek yogurt and bananas, there's not enough moisture. But when you have strawberries, I can cut up strawberries, and strawberries and Greek yogurt is probably one of the best things I've ever tasted. It's like strawberries and whipped cream and angel food cake, but it's healthy. It's so good. So I had a wonderful breakfast this morning. And yesterday morning. Delicious. Although Joanna used half the strawberries to make a smoothie, and the least she could have done was use the non-mushy, use the mushy and kind of overripe strawberries, but no, she didn't, so. That's okay, though. Thanks, you guys, for calling me. Your words were very, motivational and, good. So yeah, I guess I've been kind of thinking about, what I want to do as a career, and I went to the information session yesterday at Bellevue College, and talked with an advisor, for like 10 minutes after that. It was very quick though. I have all the math stuff, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing, they have 4 different Science Track 2 options. One of them is civil, mechanical, and other engineering, which is what I'm kind of planning on doing, because environmental engineering is usually into civil engineering, so I figure that'll be the best able to transfer to environmental engineering as a bachelor's degree. And then there's also chemical and bioengineering, which is what I was in at Wazoo, which is more chemistry. And so I've kind of been thinking about chemistry because I'm going to have to take a chemistry, just general chemistry, again, because I didn't actually take that at Wazoo because I took organic chemistry, although if organic chemistry can transfer because I got a C- in that, which wasn't good enough at Wazoo, but I think it's good enough at Bellevue College, then that might just, the prereq... Because, like, if you have a class that transfers, and you didn't take the prerequisites for it, or that there were prerequisites that worked at Wazoo but that don't work, then does it, like, take care of the prerequisites that don't work at Bellevue College? I don't know. So I may or may not have to take chemistry. But, I'd like to think that I like chemistry. I just, as a career, I generally want to do something that doesn't come into normal life very often. Like writing or video. I mean, that's stuff that I'm doing right now in my normal life. Economics, I mean, there's a bit more economics in normal life, but like physics, and I mean, obviously physics is everywhere, but complicated like theory and mathematical equations, they don't come into life all that often, so that's something I really want to get back to, and I think that's actually what I really want to do as a career, is just, something sciencey. That's the best I can say it. But I was telling Haley there's a thing on Facebook, and it was sine of b over tangent of b equals, and it was a picture of Bill Cosby, not Bing Crosby, Bill Cosby, and there was a horrible moment where I didn't know what sine of b over tangent of b was, and I didn't remember that that was Bill Cosby, because it was just his picture, and I was like, oh crap, I'm failing on the math and the pop culture. Darn it, and I sat there for minutes staring at it like, no, I have to remember this, and I did, and then I was like, that's the best thing ever, because sine of b over tangent of b is cosine of b, which is just COSB, which is Cosby, aha, anyway, so math, so math, I love math, maybe it's just math jokes that I love, and maybe I wouldn't like a career in math, but that's the hope. So yeah, I've kind of been thinking about careers. I'm going to be absolutely devastated if I don't take a class in the fall. I was talking with the advisor, and she was kind of assuming that I would be taking 3 classes in the fall, and then I could, finish it in a year and get my degree, which would be great. But since then I haven't talked to my parents, and so I don't know if they're thinking, oh, she's showing initiative, she went to the information session, she wants to make an appointment with an advisor on Monday, and we can do this. And I mean, we kind of talked a little bit, but I haven't done driving. I should have done that yesterday. And I haven't done it today. So my mom doesn't seem very enthusiastic. Maybe if she were to... I don't want to, have to be motivated because my parents are saying, hey, let's do this. I want to do it myself, but anyway. Yeah. I think there was something else I was going to say there, but, moving on. You guys both talked about fanfiction in your videos, which I'm kind of glad for, because of the 3 of us, I'm the least, I'm the one who thinks of fanfiction least highly. So I'm glad you guys made me feel a bit better about me writing fanfiction. Yes, I mean, I guess medieval literature, most of it is kind of fanfiction. But that's just kind of how things worked. Like, you could take another person's story and make it your own. And it was completely legitimate, and, yeah, but I don't really want to compare fanfiction to that nowadays. I mean, fanfiction, there are various levels of fanfiction. Maybe I just haven't read any really good fanfiction. But, like, when people did it before, it was because they thought they could write it better. That's not so much what fanfiction is now, and maybe just because of society it is less legitimate, because today we're just not okay with taking another person's idea, because of copyright or whatever. So I mostly think of fanfiction as a stepping stone. So I'm glad you guys were kind of talking about that, because I hadn't really thought about that before I started writing this which I haven't worked with in a while, because because I've been watching Teen Wolf at night instead of writing fanfiction. And I could nerd out a lot about Teen Wolf right now, but I watched the pilot, because I've seen a ton of stuff about it on Tumblr, and I was completely, there's a word I'm looking for here, and this is the third take I've done, and I've been looking for this word every single time. It's like unfazed, but not unfazed. Anyway, it was unremarkable, but it's a... never mind. Yeah, I was kind of disinterested when I saw the GIFs and, you know, pictures of the characters. I'm like, really? Because usually, like, with, books and TV shows, I don't like to watch them when the main characters are younger than me. And I think a lot of people are like that, but, that's kind of one of the things I have against, young adult literature, now, is I like reading stuff about people who are older than me, usually. So, you know, they're 16. They're all 16. It seems so young. And, yeah. But, I mean, the actors are older. They look kind of old. But anyway, Styles is, like, everyone's favorite. He just doesn't really do anything for me. Didn't. Until, you know, I watched it. And his character is so not what I'd expected. He's a complete goofball. And so that's hilarious. But he's also a complete nerd. He considers himself to be a werewolf expert because the night that Scott turned into a werewolf, he did all this research and got all these books, and so now he thinks he's a werewolf expert, and he gets A's on his tests if he's not goofing off too much. And he's brilliant. So that was completely unexpected, and I kind of love him. And then Scott is the guy who turned into a werewolf. And he's okay. The whole turning into a werewolf thing is kind of ugly. And I'm not sure where they're going with, like, what triggers it, because at first it was raised heart rate, but then they said that pain will make you human, but then they're using pain to increase his heart rate and make him turn. So that's really confusing right now. I'm only on episode 6, so maybe they'll explain that. But I loved the pilot. The music for it, the characters were not what I expected. The adults in the show, Orny Adams plays the coach, and he's hilarious. There are a couple, like the jock and the popular girl. I don't like them so much. But I think through the episodes, they did one episode with parent-teacher conferences, and so you got to see the parents talking about their kids, and so you kind of learned, it kind of reinforced everything you learned about their character so far. It's just, in a lot of ways, I think the show is really well done, and the music in the pilot is what made me love it most, because they played a song by James Vincent McMorrow, who did, the kind of end credit song for, Third Star with Benedict Cumberbatch. So I love it in a lot of ways, and it's kind of startling because there is not another pilot that I've loved this much. Not Doctor Who. I loved the Sherlock pilot, that might be the exception, but I didn't like the Disenchanted, that's the word I was looking for. Disenchanted. Yes. I'm just usually very disenchanted with pilots. Supernatural, I had to work really hard to get into Supernatural, like a whole season. Doctor Who, same thing. But Teen Wolf, like, the pilot was so good, and it's kind of scary. and everyone says that season 1 sucks. And if season 1 sucks, what's season 2 gonna be like? So many feels right now for Teen Wolf. Okay. This isn't the kind of nerding that I expected in our channel. I didn't expect it to be nerding about fanfiction and TV shows. Or maybe I did, because I've kind of been nerding about TV shows for the past couple of years. Whew, I almost cried there, talking about how wonderful that is. So, I think that's all I should say today. And I guess I will keep applying for jobs, but hoping that I can somehow work out Bellevue College. Whatever happens, I'm not using Teen Wolf as a distraction from life. I'm living my day out, keeping mostly busy during my day. I worked out a lot of stuff with, Western and AP scores and transcripts, and it's all very confusing, and like the prerequisites I need for Bellevue College. I've been doing a lot of that, and hopefully I'll have a, go to an actual advising session on, Monday, and figure out, like, actually what classes, and I'll talk with my parents, and so yeah, thanks for your support, and, I love you guys very much. Have good Fridays and weekends, and I will see you guys later. Bye!